banned card, but you're working with what you got. I can appreciate that. I hate brewing streams are just tough because, like, I mean, turn one, we're not playing this deck to not suspend Ancestral Visions on WOD, right? I really don't love brewing streams just because, like, there's so many people screaming into the void, and then people feel sad when, like, or invalidated when, like, we can't listen to everyone's opinion, and, like, honestly, like, they feel really unproductive a lot of the time because, like, when I'm working on deck ideas, I usually need time to, like, wait and think about things, and, like, doing it all in a rush immediately usually makes me miss things. Should make a Dactyl Valakut BBE deck. Ain't that the truth? Alright, assuming we don't die before turn 5, things are looking good for our hero. Feels like Grixis Shadow? Smells like Teen Spirit. Yep. Hey, Tracks with the bits. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. Big fishing, spin the G's. We're doing big fishing. This is unfortunately going to give my opponent an island. I very quickly did that because my opponent was auto passing. They not have a second basic, or maybe their second basics in their hand. Maybe their second basics in their hand. Death Shadow. Oh Shadow, oh Shadow, please draw a land deck. Oh, land or Terminus. Ding, ding, do 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 do. This better be good. I turned off Space Hog for this. I don't want to disappoint you, but we're probably gonna disappoint you. Oh, this was a mistake. I should have, that was a punt. I should have snapped path in response to that, I should have snapped path in response to that. In response to them cracking that fetch line, I should have snapped path. Although I guess no, I get hit by a soft stub anyway, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, ignore me. We're gonna get soft stubbed anyways, so doesn't actually matter. God, it just... Oh, God, it's so good. It's so good. That stupid banner makes me happy. I'm glad it makes you happy. How can we possibly lose? I have all these mind sculptors. They're sculpting their minds. The real question, I think I am literally just using this as an unsummon gain 2. I think this Jace reads unsummon gain 2. I'm pretty sure we're just on like the like try not to die. And this is why Jace is like an interesting and powerful card, right? Because there's a lot of things that Jace could have done there, but I actually think unsummoning is correct. We sculpted our wallets so we could sculpt their minds. Oh, maybe I should have suspended this? I don't know. I think I'm Jace storming this away at some point. I kind of had it in my head that this wasn't doing anything. That's a good question. I hadn't considered it. Like, I had the 1 extra mana there. Where am I Terminus at? Alright, so... I'm gonna pass on their turn, and we'll upkeep this opt. Remember that time people wanted to play Search for Azcanta? That time people wanted to play Search for Azcanta? Just gonna tap their team and draw a card. What a tilt. I should have suspended that Visions forever ago. Throw that over there. This should be 2 turns away from coming off. It probably doesn't matter. Nice Death Shadow deck. Were you not made aware, opponent, that you could be sculpting your opponent's minds now? Was that not an option that was made of? This is actually just Wasteland, right? I should Wasteland them. Actually just Wasteland. Oath's interesting. Or are people confused why Upkeep opted? I'll play around a Bolt here. They already had a Bolt in their graveyard, so I'm gonna target me since they have the fetch land in play anyways. I would love a Cryptic Command. No, leave that one there. Remove Yugi Boy. Oh, look, they're done playing Magic. I like this opponent. They understand that the Jace is in play and they can no longer win. Very realistic, respectable adult response from our opponent there. Jace is in play. They can no longer win the game. He couldn't answer the Jace. We should be done playing Magic. I'm glad my opponent understands how this format works. Because, like, we could have continued playing Magic for many more turns there, but instead, they've conceded because they have better things to do with their time. Yeah, Spell Snare is bad. I'm going to cut Negate. I'm going to cut Cryptic Command. Nah, Stroke for Delve Threats is really narrow. I think I want these. Do I need Entreat? Do I need this card? I feel like I don't actually need this card in this matchup. Is that insane? Is it nuts to say I don't need this card? I feel like between Colonnade and Jace, I can just, like, kill them with those. Yeah, I don't think I need Entreat. Okay, but one more cut here. I'm at 61 cards. Yeah, the problem with Entreat is that, like, generally I want to be planning out my stuff. I wonder if Runed Halo's not good enough in this. I wonder, is this card castable? I've got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I kind of have 15 white. Jace is basically splintered. Look, our first Jace was just a 4-mana unsummon. The second Jace red win the game. Maybe this Runed Halo is not good enough just because it's hard to cast. Maybe. I mean, like, there's going to be plenty of fast decks in the format still. Sure, but, like, I think I'd sooner cut Halo before I'd play Mystic Gate. No, honestly, I think I'd rather cut the Runed Halos than play a Mystic Gate. Or play a second Plains. If we're being completely honest, I'd rather just have blue lands in my blue deck. In my mono blue splash Terminus deck, I would rather just have islands. This hand is hot. I'm kind of a little bit flustered looking at this one. Kind of a little bit flustered looking at this one. Ancestral Vision. What a tilt. So unlucky. Took the path to exile. So must have another discard spell, right? To take the Snapcaster Mage. Has a Supreme Verdict too. I've not. I haven't really been looking at Bloodbraid Elf decks because they unbanned Jace. I feel like we need some kind of meme to link to people talking about Bloodbraid Elf, because it's just like, God bless whichever mod timed out Big Bear. I'm tired of that parrot. And well, that one can have a timeout too. Feel free to blast that one too, mod. Hey, Kurtia with the $49 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. So people that are new to the stream, the goal of my chat is to keep it useful and constructive, and so people that have useful, constructive things can be seen. So people that are just posting like the common Reddit, Twitch chat vitriol that are just like the fear-mongering, modern is dead, Jace has ruined the format, dear WotC, please reban it, please reban it. Like, nobody has played enough games in this format to know if Jace is a fucked up card or not and needs to be banned. We genuinely don't know. And anyone who thinks they've played enough probably hasn't, unless they've been non-stop playing matches of Modern since they announced the unbanning. That's the truth. People that are like going crazy and acting like this is some big scary thing, like it might be, but the actual answer is that we don't know, and the people that are just spewing about it, like they don't know either. So everyone just needs to calm down. It's gonna be okay. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna do our best to figure it out. But until we have better data and more information, like, let's just, why didn't we opt? Because I want to save that to potentially trigger a Terminus. And like, I already have my plays set up for the next 2 turns, Burgle. So I don't feel like I need to opt because I already know what I'm doing. Yeah, but like, Modern is a format full of fucked cards. All of the cards that see play in Modern, by and large, are fucked by some sense of the imagination, by some description of it. Like this is a format where like turn 3 cards and like Scape Shift kills you. Like, Jace is another 4-mana card that wins the game eventually, sure. But like, Scape Shift wins the game, that card's legal. Primeval Titan wins the game, that card's legal. Like, it's a format that's all, it's like, oh, look at the news. Someone cast an expensive card in Modern and it won the game. That's strange. I think I just want to cast Serum Visions here and use my health total as a bit of a resource. Would we cash? Who wants to cash in Verdict here? There's definitely an argument for just cashing in Verdict while we're at 15. I'd rather have more 1-mana cantrips. So one of the things I think, hey, there's a donation. Regular size Jesse with the $12 kick. Rodriguez Toros 5-0 Jace Shift deck list in Jace Teamer Jace Shift. Gonna add that one to the queue. Thanks for the donation. I'll continue my thought here in a second. Hold on. Gotta add this to the queue before I forget. Sorry, what was I saying? I'm with Burgle. What did Burgle say? I think I want to filter. I think we can Verdict Dexterity. I think that's fair. They're definitely holding threats. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, let's see our visions. I think we don't know if the unbannings are good or bad for Modern. It's too early to tell. Path is actually perfect here, right? Because now I get to put this into play tapped, and then I get to take a hit for 5 here. I get to Verdict this fish, and then I get to Path their next threat. Seems like a good sequence. Oh, someone's talking about telling time. That's what we're talking about. I think what a lot of people aren't focusing on enough in these deck lists, and this is actually the reason why we're trying Ancestral Visions over Search for Azcanta, is that Jace gives us this over-the-top big way to use our mana in a deck like this, and I think not focusing on making the rest of your deck as mana efficient as possible is a big deal. So like by playing cheaper cantrips, like I think Saffron's deck list wasn't playing 4 copies of Serum Visions if I recall correctly, and like that seems like a pretty big punt. Like Serum Visions lets you see a lot of cards. Yes, it doesn't let you trigger a miracle like Opt does, but it still digs you a lot of cards for a single resource. No, I think I want to hold the Opt for now. I think I want to hold the Opt to potentially Terminus on their turn. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So they get their big fish back here. They get their big fish, and then if they don't have a fatal push here, I can actually Celestial Colonnade down the Liliana. We're literally playing a deck with 4 Terminus. Got a bad Terminus, yep. Once upon a time when Bulgos was like a force in the format, like Jeskai Control was like playing Hallowed Burial and Terminus to deal with it. Or I could put them, yeah, you're right, or I could kill them. Burgle, why would I kill my opponent when I could elongate the game and draw more cards? Do you not understand my options here? Right? Yeah, they only have 1 card left now. God, that's a perfect draw. If I could stack my deck, it would have been a Path to Exile on top there. Look at these mismatched Path to Exiles, like some kind of mouth-breathing savage. Look at that. Hit him for 4 and then provoked the Gurmag Angler. Why are we playing Opt when we could just... That's asking the real questions. Play the second Colonnade for the rubs. Attempt to kill you. You have a push? Double Bolt K Command, maybe? Bolt, Snap Bolt. Fair. Fair. Hard, but harsh, but fair. They need another life top deck. I'm not casting this Opt because I don't know what I'm looking for. That's the TLDR and why this Opt isn't... Why this Opt isn't being cast. I don't know what I'm looking for, so I'm not casting it. That's why we play Opt. Would they return to their hands? Did they get anything back there? Nope. And you did. It smells like I might need to change a diaper. I'll be right back, and then we were going to continue sculpting minds. Don't go anywhere. Thanks for hanging out, folks. Yeah. Big poop. Big poop. Oh. Sorry about that. It's really strange. You keep feeding the kids and they keep pooping. Welcome to everyone. Happy Thursday. Welcome to Jace Day. We've got a lot of different decks in the queue. We're gonna play Jaces with Terminuses and Scape Shifts and Bloodbraid Elves and Eldritch Evolutions and Kiki Jikis. Bedlam Revelers. We've got lots of flavors of Jace coming to you on this channel. If you can't catch all of while I'm live, be sure to check out my YouTube channel, youtube.com/Jeff Hoagland. 100% of it gets archived there. We played a Sultai Jace deck last night. But ratio of the decks we play that have Jace or BB in them. Well, Jace is currently like $70 or $80 on Magic Online, so probably not quite as many as we could. Curtia with the $12 donation. What was I saying? Oh, we had a donation, $12 donation. All the turns for you now that exhaustion works. Blue-white taking turns. All right, I would love to play first. Yep. Add to the donation queue. Hey, do you think there's going to be a counterbalance deck now that Jace is legal? Probably not. So one of the reasons why counterbalance, this hand is unkeepable, right? If any of these were an actual cantrip other than Ancestral Visions. That Anoronics banner though, right? Field of Rune, why you make me so sad? Why you make me so sad, Field of Rune? This Jace card is looked here. I mean, we're not playing this deck to not keep Ancestral Visions on one, right? The great... If our opponent's not killing us, Ancestral Visions is a great way to make up the card disadvantage of mulliganing. 3 lands, Jace AV. Let's go! Hey, happy Chinese New Year, OmniZ. Ooh, the big sub. Thank you for upping your sub there. Make sure you DM me what deck you'd like to see played this month. Nimble Obstructionist is good at miracles. Nah, I think it's just worse than Vendilion Clique. And I'm not sure. I feel like Nimble Obstructionist, for that type of effect, for how much worse it is than Vendilion Clique, you probably wouldn't play it until you want like your third 3/1 flyer. And at that rate, it's like, well, I would love to reveal this Terminus and sweep their card away. Burgle, is it possible that 4 Colonnades are too many in this deck? I know that sounds like sacrilege, but like, this turn would have been insane if I could have had a mana leak up. They just played a Kitchen Finks, never mind. Jace on an empty board, you say, chat. Jace on an empty board, you say, chat. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. My ancestral. Remember when we started this game by mulliganing to 5? Can we just have a conversation about that? Can we have a conversation about the mulligan to 5 that happened this game? Are you okay? I'm unsure how I feel. I don't know how I'm supposed to. What if we hit a Terminus? Can I draw a Terminus first? Just first card Terminus. Just come on. Oh god! Oh god! Oh, they're so fucking dead! This is unreasonable! Do you believe in miracles, opponent? Do you believe in miracles? All right, so we get to Jace Storm here too, and then shuffle with Field of Ruin, because that's fair. All right. I think I want my lands, right? I think I'm actually just throwing these Serum Visions back. I actually probably wouldn't mind drawing those, but this is land into play. Could it be that we should have been running Terminus all along? I think so. I think Terminus is kind of nuts. Yeah, I think there's a very real chance we just don't want to shuffle, right? And this is like, we're passing with Collected Company up here. And this is one of those games where, like, we're still sitting here playing Magic, but, like, I shouldn't have played the Field of Ruin. Yeah, I drew a Flooded Strand. I should not have played the Field of Ruin there. Doesn't really matter. Probably doesn't matter. Should have played the Flooded Strand, but I have Mana Leak and Cryptic Command, so it's like 6 in one hand, half dozen in the other. The Jace has been uncontested on the board for 3 turns now, so like our opponent should probably be done playing Magic, but we're still here for some reason. It's a quarter calling. Not even a Collected Company. I think I have to Mana Leak this. Yeah, I'm just gonna Mana Leak this. It's not resource efficient, but we are not gonna ultimate Jace very often on this stream because I like drawing cards. Is Jace good? If so, please explain. There might be something to this Jace card. And like, normally, this is where like you feel kind of bad because like they just Eternal Witness back their Collected Company, but it's like, well, I can probably keep up with that because of this. Probably keep up with that because of this. Look at that. Finally have one we want to clear away here. This Jace card is insane. Why haven't people been playing this? I don't understand. So I think we snap Serum Visions to get them to play the Collected Company on their turns. That way we can Miracle the Terminus next turn. Because like I want to put the snap into play to block for Jace anyways, right? So this hopefully means my opponent has a 7th land, and then they're gonna do whatever on sure. I'm gonna go top here. Easy block. Easiest block of my life. So I just want to do this and throw this Terminus back on top of my deck, right? I'll go put this back, opt past the island, draw the Terminus. Yeah, results. I didn't cast the Terminus because I know they have a dust. Why would I want a 1-for-1 the Terminus for one? I don't want a 1-for-1 the Terminus. So during their upkeep, and we knew they had the Collected Company too. Bottom that. Oh, we're so lucky! We're so lucky! Can we talk about how much better a 1-mana sweeper is than a 4-mana sweeper? Yeah, sure. You get to generate some card advantage, opponent. I don't know how I'm ever gonna make it back from this card advantage. Does anyone have any idea how we're possibly gonna be able to surpass our opponent's card advantage they've amassed here? Anyone know? Is anyone sure? Can I get a suggestion on how we could possibly get past the card advantage our opponent is currently firing on? Is anyone aware? I'm uncertain. Just concede we can't. The real truth is, all right, what if I do this? Oh, figured it out. Found the brainstorm mode on the Jace. Probably gonna be okay. I suggest you. Chat's on the line. Can we get a Hooglestorm icon? We do. I feel like a Hooglestorm icon might be good. I don't really care about this, right? It's just like gets Detention Sphere. Ginger Cakes with the $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I appreciate that. Oh, I guess that makes my Detention Sphere slightly worse, right? Gonna kill their Gavany now. I want to shuffle the card that's on top of my deck anyways. Hey! Oh man, I'm awful with the 3-month 3 subscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I do appreciate the continued support. We've seen what? We've only seen half our deck. Thanks. Come on now. Only half. I would like to reveal my Entreat. See? You don't need more than one Entreat, chat. You just see so much of your deck that eventually you will draw the Entreat. Is three enough? 3 feels like enough, right? I kind of want to leave Cryptic Command up. I don't want to leave Cryptic Command up. Because they could go infinite here, right? So let's leave Cryptic Command up just in case. Oh, we're done. They don't want to play Magic anymore. That's weird. That's strange. That was the tipping point. Alright, Supreme Verdict in. Detention Sphere in. Spell Snare is pretty bad here. None of these cards really do anything. We should cut Terminus, right? That's the trim. How do we feel about cutting Terminus? I feel like this card might not be good enough, chat. Miracles, fun and I mean, I'm having fun. Are you not having fun in chat? They were waiting to see if I was going to do something other than draw cards. I mean, like, the worst part about that Entreat was I had to stop activating my Jace because they conceded. It actually felt kind of bad. Cut Jace, obs, naturally. Naturally, cut the Jace. I mean, like... Is Snare good enough? I guess with Devoted Druid, maybe this is fine. I don't know. I just feel like There's a blue-black fairies deck in the queue. They think 4 Jace is right. You should probably play 4 of your best card. I would recommend Hoogle Storm needs to be a Hoogie with classic figures to the head. Yeah, Rune Tailor's narrow. When they combo off, they usually draw their whole deck. Play Elixir of Immortality. See, on Magic Online, there's a clock, though, which sucks. Winning with miracles is like the opposite of buckling up. Ooh. Harmonize doesn't get played. I need a cut, chat. I gotta cut a card. Remember when we mulliganed to 5 to start that game? Anyone else remember that? Bridge Farm remembers. I'm just gonna cut Entreat. I mean, like, a lot of cut Ancestral Visions. Chat, how would I suspend them on 1 if I cut Ancestral Visions? I don't... Everyone remember. Terminus is much better than Supreme Verdict. You know, a lot of the time it's much... And it's not even just about, like... I feel like one of the things people undervalue in decks like this a lot of the time is the mana efficiency you gain by playing cards. And like, Terminus is so ridiculously mana efficient, it's unreasonable. I'm really not in the market for either of these cards, right? I'm looking for cards that impact the board at this point. Maybe I'm supposed to Serum Visions again there. I don't know, I kind of want to get my tap land down. Thrun hates Terminus, that's true. Yeah, people are like playing Thruns to try and beat these Jace decks. Just put 4 Terminus in your deck, it's great. I need a shower after watching this, ain't that the truth? You can use a Miracle. Not Entreat. Rats. Path's pretty good though. That's pretty good. Do I want to crack this? Do I want to crack this at this point? I think I do. It's like grab my... I think I want a second Plains. I'm not really interested in either of these cards, right? Just gonna go bottom again here. I'm probably gonna opt on their turn. I think Ad Nauseam or Storm pairs against this deck. They're probably okay. Depends on how our board's built. Our board might not be built optimally right now. To reintroduce its predator to the ecosystem. Okay. Alright, we get 2 shots at Terminus here. For those wondering why I didn't opt on my turn, it's because we could Terminus. Like that. I do in fact believe in miracles. Are we done here yet? Are we gonna keep playing this game? Is this... Whee! Remember when we were talking about Terminus versus Supreme Verdict just now? I would like to enter Exhibit A into the court records. I would like to enter Exhibit A into the court records. Get rid of those. Can we draw a Jace now? Jace would be great. Gosh, we're so unlucky. We're so unlucky. They missed a land drop too. Nice green deck. I'm just gonna snap. I'm gonna crack this fetch land and snap Serum Visions. Just try and clear some of the crap. This is the best part about playing blue-white control though, chat. We've won the game basically, but we get to keep playing Magic for like 20 more turns. Our opponent probably can't win anymore, but they're going to keep playing. They're going. You can find the archive of the Sultai deck on my YouTube channel. You can watch for yourself. It doesn't kill them. Yes, it is very good. I don't think you need Search for Azcanta in your deck. Search for Azcanta is really resource inefficient, and we already have a bunch of cards that are resource inefficient. Also, I would like to just like shout out to Burgle for a moment. These Ancestral Visions have been fucking insane. They've been ridiculously good. Like, unreasonably good. And for like people that want to cut Serum Visions, you haven't been paying attention to these games, but the reason we've been finding so many Terminuses is because I keep bottoming cards with Serum Visions. That's why we keep drawing our good cards, is because Serum Visions is giving me card selection to put cards that aren't my good cards anywhere else. It's been unreasonable, Army of Thalia. Ancestral Visions is great. How do you think Traverse Shadow fares? I don't know. It's probably bad against these decks. Justin, this deck is great. And by great, I mean it's fun, and I don't know if it's good, but I am having a blast playing Magic the Gathering with it. So this is just like a chord for 2. I think I just let this happen, right? I think I want to save my mana leaks for something more impactful. Well, I guess I have Snap mana leaked. I guess I have Snap mana leak. Yeah, I'm just gonna save. I'm just gonna use my mana leaks while the getting is good. I'm not going to Indie. I have no desire to go play a modern format that no longer exists. So we're gonna be streaming here all weekend with Jace. Why would I go to Indie? They're not gonna let me play Jace in Indie chat. Why would I go play a format where I can't play Jace when I can play Jace? Vero Sakuraptor with the brand new $4.99 a month subscription. Thank you very much and welcome. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the absolute best way you could support my content here, so I really appreciate that. This one I'm just gonna path. It's a strictly worse modern format. I can't. Sorry, I need to work on containing myself. I apologize in advance. I haven't been good about containing myself on the stream, but have you seen the things we're getting to do? Imran with the 3-month $4.99 resubscription. Thank you very much and welcome. My opponent's only hope at this point is that I time out while I'm having this much fun casting Jace. That's their only hope to win this game, is me timing out because I'm having fun using my Jace. For those of you that are new, if your deck doesn't have a way to kill Jace directly, this game is over. If you don't have kill target Jace in your deck, you cannot win the game from this point. I have 5 cards in my hand, and I have Jace on an empty board. We're done. We should be done playing Magic here. We don't have an Entreat to force the concession. That's true. It's great. I'm looking forward to playing Magic a bunch here. Do I want to path one of these? Nah, not really. Not really. Got some Cryptic Commands, got some extra Snapcaster Mages. Just, you know, I just de-sphere these. I'm just doing that. Yeah, probably. I'm redrawing all these cards anyways because Ancestral Visions resolves next turn. I told my opponent in chat this is my favorite part. The part where I get to keep using Jace, but the game is over. right? I guess I should start Jace sealing them, right? That's the responsible thing to do here, is to start Jace sealing them. Is this the most powerful deck you've played in Modern in some time? Probably in these mid-range matchups. Gosh, we're so unlucky. We missed a land drop. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I can't Cryptic Snap Cryptic, but I can Snap Mana Leak plus Cryptic, so I don't actually want to play this AV, which feels weird. Am I discarding a Snapcaster Mage? I don't give a shit about this, right? No, you can keep that one. Brainstorming here is wrong. I don't want to be right with the real truths. I wonder if I'm just casting Serum Visions at a land drop. Yeah, it seems. Oh no, we hit a Terminus. That's sad. I don't even know what we're looking for. We're just looking for lands, right? We're looking for. Why? It's why I cast that spell. Oh, woe is you. How will you ever win the game? We'll think of something. We'll think of something. Board for 3. There's a Mana Leak in my graveyard. I just don't want them to get more Eternal Witnesses here. They getting a Reclamation Sage too to kill my Detention Sphere. I guess they killed my D-Sphere. They could potentially win this game, so I want to keep them off of that. Where's our Riverwise Augur? Asking the real questions. They have another one? That's sad. It's a good thing I got this. It's a good thing I have one of these. Oh, just Sin Collector? Sure. You do you, fam. You do you. Stream Decker, Justin. Stream Decker. All right, I'm gonna let everyone in on a little secret here. You don't need to see your opponent's hand from a position like this to concede. They have it. When they've stopped brainstorming with Jace and have 6 cards in their hand, they have all of the cards. You don't need to look at the 6 cards to know that you can't win from your 2 cards no board. This Jace card's pretty good. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night to everyone, wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for joining us here. My name is Jeff Hoagland. We're hanging out playing some Blue-White Miracles in Modern this morning. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, and it helps other people find my stuff. If you're really enjoying what you see and help me produce more content like this, the absolute best way you could do that is by subscribing on Twitch. It allows me to spend more time producing content like this and less time doing other things. You could also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com. We are 4020, Saffron. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, and sleeves. And this stream is brought to you by Anoronics and viewers like you. This is a donation deck list like most of the decks we play on this stream. Also, if you want to learn more about how donation deck lists work, check out bit.ly/HoogleSellout, all lowercase there. At any rate, let's head on into the third match. Hopefully we can get the 10-0-5-0 clean sweep here. I honestly don't understand why subs don't spam the Anoronics emote all the time. He's destroying the hopes of thousands. How do I support Anoronic? Anoronic supports us. We don't support Anoronics. He supports the rest of us. He's good people. Oh. The Ancestral Visions have felt really good. This card's been super impressive. One of the PT teams played Ancestral Visions and blue-white control instead of Search, which is where Burgle got the idea, and it's been working out really well. It's been working out really well. This hand's pretty keepable, right? We get like a bunch of looks at extra lands. Got some cheap interaction. Search for tomorrow. This could be a tough one. This could be a tough one. Am I actually supposed to get a basic island here against Search for tomorrow? Hello, tiniest monster. You coming over to see what Jace can do? We're teaching punks how Jace works. You're a punk. You want to learn how Jace works?
Go up.
No, we're playing down here.
Up. Down. Up.
We're playing down. I think I just want to fetch the basic so that way I can stay above.
Down.
I can stay above 18 ideally.
Right.
Makes them get another land.
Up.
Yeah, it's another fetch. Hey, wouldn't a U-White temple be better? I'm gonna time you out. I'm gonna time you out and think about it. Think about what you said. Hey, we had a brand new subscription there. You can pick a show. Go ahead. Don't want a second Jace, and I probably don't want a second Path in this matchup either. Need to start making my mini dudes fit. Which one you want?
Oh. No, choose. I like choose.
You want choo-choos? Okay. Yeah, I really feel like the team that put the Ancestral Visions in their blue-white control deck at the PT, they were really onto something. Like, these decks want more cheap cards. Like, we have a lot of clunk in our deck with like Cryptic Commands and Jace, so like adding more clunk with cards like Search for Discanta probably was not correct. You're my first sub, and I want to say I am not looking forward to seeing my nemesis again in Modern as an Elves player. Terminus is pretty good against Elves, but the non-Terminus Jace decks probably won't be too bad for you. This matchup might be tough. I think we're about to lose our first game here. It definitely feels that way. I guess if they only have one threat, we have this Cryptic Command, but they could potentially be jamming a threat as early as next turn, right? So I probably want to opt looking for Mana Leak or Negate here. Yeah, we have a copy of Spell Snare. Yeah, he's cute. He's loud sometimes, but he's definitely adorable. Cost 4 Chandra? Oh, never mind. We're dead. Didn't leave white up and died. Definitely, that wasn't a card that's on my mind. The Scapeshift version's been a little bit more popular lately. Alright, so this is definitely a matchup for these cards. Runetail is actually marginally worse, but it's still the best we got. D-Sphere out. No opt into Force of Will. What format is this? Asking the real questions. Yeah, Runetail over Valakut's good. I think I want some paths. Actually, do I want Terminus in my deck still? Probably not, because I want to keep my threats on the table. Ruined Halo helps versus Emrakul. Can't tell if Troll. This is probably... We just Blessed Alliance the Emrakul, right? Everything will be fine. Do we Trim and Jace? I don't think so. No, they have Explore. Sometimes they have Prismatic Omen. They usually have Farseek. I think Spell Snare is very good in this style of matchup. Is Terminus better than Path? I think I'd rather have Path just because they have like Courser and stuff. I don't think Terminus is good enough. I think like hoping to opt into Terminus on their turn for like Emrakul seems silly. They still get the Emrakul trigger. You're dying if you Blessed Alliance and Emrakul off the board, you're still losing the game. No, we'll eat chicken for lunch. If you want a snack, I have Cheerios or cereal. Which one? No, chicken's for lunch later. Do you want Cheerios or cereal? You have one of these two. Pick. Nope, neither of those. Okay. You just ate breakfast. You're not having chicken right now. I mean, we're not playing this deck to not suspend Ancestral Visions on one. I think bottoming that might be greedy. I don't know. We have so many lands and cantrips I kind of just want to hit a white source at some point. Although I guess we're mostly a mono blue deck post board, right? I guess we're mostly a mono blue deck, so like just drawing that island was probably fine. All right, opponent cap. Sure. I'll take a freebie. I'll take a freebie. In for a freebie. Its hand doesn't really do anything, right? Hand's much better. I'm gonna bottom this. We've got a cantrip. We'll probably find more lands. You want those? Here.
A bowl.
You need a bowl, yep.
There are my shoes. There are shoes.
Oh. Yeah. My opponent commented quality games in chat, and I was like, to be fair, your deck doesn't really generate quality games. Hopper players are playing Snow Basics to get their lists posted. That's funny. It's a good one. Okay, so we're looking for a white source at this point. I guess this is kind of a white source, right? I want to keep these. I think I want to keep these, right? Do I want both of these? Who likes these cards? I could just like dig for white sources and yeah, I kind of just want more counter spells, right? Yeah, I don't think we want Jace yet. God, that feels wrong to say. I don't think we want Jace yet. I mean, fielding them off a duel doesn't really do anything. They have Prismatic Omen. So I can play this Field of Ruin and then pass the turn here. I'm probably like Spell Quellering anything here, right? I guess they can actually breach us as early as this turn, right? They crack this and have land. Yeah. Like, we could get breached this turn. They don't give us something to Queller. I guess it depends on what they do. If they just cast like a 2-mana ramp spell, I'll probably just Field of Ruin them at end step. If they're doing nothing, I'm gonna Field of Ruin here. Let's fix our mana. So we get to go ahead and grab our planes here for our second white source. We get to go Rune Talo, play Island, have Negate up. They could Primeval Titan us, which would feel a little bit bad, because they could just die to their 6/6. This comes off in 2. Does a comment in it? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if they breach Titan there, we only take 12, though. We take 12 from 2 Valakuts coming into play, and then, like, the Titan goes away. You could maybe make an argument that I was supposed to just hold up Cryptic Command this turn. There might have been an argument that I was just supposed to hold up Cryptic Command this turn, just because I get a lot of looks at paths, but I only have 2 paths in my deck right now. Play this out, pass the turn. Probably end step, Cryptic, bounce the Primeval Titan. Cryptic Command and Telling Time serve different purposes. Cryptic Command's a very powerful magic card. It allows us the flexibility to have reasonable matches against other things, or like reasonable flexibility against other things. Like, it's gonna pick this Primeval Titan up here, and then we're gonna get to snap Cryptic Command and counter it on the way back down. So this game's gonna be a good example of like why I'm not sure if Ruined Halo is the right answer we want in this matchup, because how am I supposed to win this game where my opponent... How am I supposed to actually win the game where my opponent... Oh, Halo does predict Jace, doesn't it? Never mind, we have Jace. Forgot about Jace. Of course it protects Jace. I was like, how do we actually win when they can kill all of our creatures? But we don't care if they can kill our creatures. Well, it takes a Valakut off the table down the line. Right on time past Exile. We'll probably need that eventually, but for now you're a little late. We're definitely just like on the dig to Jace plan, right? Just gonna die to Steve-shaped beats here, aren't we? We're just bottoming non-Jace cards, right? They could have Emrakul in their deck. They are through the Breach deck. We do have to be aware that Lightning Bolt's a card they could play too. How do we beat Steve? I'm working on it. I'm working on it. We need a plan. Nah, not hard guessing Titan doesn't strictly mean Ghost. I could feel the Valakut. Flashing in Spell Queller doesn't do anything. They'll just crack a fetch land and kill it with Valakut. This can kill creatures, chat. Yeah, I agree. Not playing the Titan out seems like a fine line. That's nice because it means that I can snap path the Sakura Tribe Elders. If Halo was Gideon's intervention, ain't that the truth? True facts. Steve's gonna be a rampant growth one way or another here, Butto. One way or another, Steve will grow. This is the Miracles League still. Miracles Leagues are not short. The Miracles League's probably gonna be the only one we do this morning. Again, just one morning league, and then I'll be back this afternoon to play 2 or 3 or 4, however long we go. Am I snapping a path here? I'm just gonna take one. I guess I could fire up Colonnade too. I'm actually gonna field a Valakut here. And then maybe I get them to burn through their fetch lands in order to like kill my Celestial Colonnade. We died, chat. We died. Much like everything I've ever loved in Modern, we can never beat the card Valakut. Much like everything I love in Modern, we can never beat the card Valakut. Hey, and look at that, just like that, the matchup lottery that is Modern move on. These Jace decks seem sweet and are going to be good against some things, but it's probably still bad against Valakut decks. No, that opponent was smart. Like, adding K-Grip to your deck seems really sharp in a format where you're expecting more blue cards. You're now 2-1. 2-1. Opponent had Corrosive Grip, so we were unable to respond to it with Negate because it's a split second. So they got to kill our Rune's Halo. It's like not exciting, but it's fine. So like Miracles versus Lands and Legacy is a different dynamic than this deck versus Valakut, because the Valakut deck just has to play lands out to win the game eventually. Like the lands deck in Legacy has to combo and attack with the creature, and those are different axes. It's easier to interact with creatures than it is to just interact with all of their things. I wish I knew what kind of deck they were playing. On average, I think Path to Exile is good against most decks in Modern, so I'm going to keep it. But this should definitely be a matchup. This could definitely be a matchup where Path isn't very good. Basic Island, that Path could still go. Basic Island, Sleight of Hand. Do I want Path against a Basic Island, Sleight of Hand? Yeah, you just put the stop on my upkeep. Do I want this Path to Exile? Probably. They're probably Storm. They're probably Storm. Statistically, they're Storm, right? Tiny possibility at ad nauseam, that's true. Basic Island is usually pretty telling that it's not ad nauseam. Ad nauseam plays a lot of non-island lands. Yeah, it should be Storm. Maybe I wanted to opt there. Guess I'm not 100% what I'm opting for. Yeah, maybe Richie. I don't know, that's tough. I think I'd rather like play Vendilion Cliques. Like, I've got some clicks on my board for that same purpose. And again, like, you only have so many sideboard slots, right? So, like, what decks am I choosing to beat? Like, if I really wanted to, like, that's... When people say this deck can't beat Valakut, that's a shortcut in language. What they mean is, if I wanted to take, let's say, 10 or 12 of these board slots, I could certainly beat Valakut consistently with this deck. What I mean when I say this deck probably is never going to beat Valakut is that while having reasonable sideboard slots against the remainder of the format, I can't prioritize being able to beat Valakut decks. That's what people talk about when they talk about matchup variance. Most decks can sideboard in enough cards to beat most anything in Modern. The problem is, can you board in enough cards without skewing a bunch of other matchups out of proportion as well? That's the big issue. The issue isn't, can I beat this one thing if I really want to? The issue is, can I beat this one thing while also not being rancid against everything else? Is there going to be a 5 turns from now? Probably not. Maybe. Are Negate and Path... I feel like I need something to, like, snowball through eventually, right? Yeah, I agree with Burgle. I think I actually want this. I have 2 pieces of interaction in my hand, and I think I want to just get on the board. Like, this is a card that allows me to snowball advantage as we go long. Surgical could be interesting, Mutton. Just like take their Valakuts away. I could see that. Hey, Preacher's Boy. Well, thanks for watching. I'm glad you're learning stuff. We aim to educate here. The chief is in. The chief is in. He's gonna path him, right? Yeah, I think I like that idea. I think because we have the fields, just like play surgicals. Learning, I'm here solely for the memes. You've been a memer for a while, Cletus. You get to have a sword. Would you like a sword? If you don't want a sword, you can tell me later, but Sapphire Shards get swords. I don't have rips in my board, right? I cut those? Yeah, I cut the rips from my board. My Lord and Savior card for this opportunity. I don't think I want this Terminus, right? I actually kind of want to go bottom here because I think I just like a little bit more interaction. And like if I don't draw interaction, I'm probably going to draw more lands. We do only have 1 piece of interaction up this turn. We have just Negate or just Snap Path, so we could die this turn. Yeah, I agree. I like the idea of Surgical too, because it hedges random other things like Dredge. But I like the idea of Surgical a lot. Like the idea of Surgical a lot. And once they pass to us here, we'll have Negate plus Snap Path up, which allows, again, we're looking to bridge the gap into the mid game when this Ancestral Visions can resolve. We could get remanded here and feel bad, but I want to go for this, just have my mana open. Because if they remand this path, I can then jam the Detention Sphere on my turn. They could also Gifts in response here, which would suck. Peace, Admiral Ozbot. Thanks for hanging out. Need to draw plus loot here. Cryptic's an okay draw, but I do think I want to just take this Braille off the table, ideally. This deck's much smoother than the Sultai list. The Sultai list felt pretty clunky. Archive of that's up on YouTube if you want to see for yourself, but the Sultai list felt pretty clunky. I mean, like, you can't really have an accurate perception of, like, did well against Tron from a single set of games. Like, you can play a deck that's 30% against Tron and win a match against it. You can even win the match 2-0 some of the time. Unsubstantiate. Oh, they're unsubbing their Boreal. I'm gonna negate this. And the Tron matchup's probably marginally better for a deck like this than say, the what's it called matchup. Shields are down here, so hopefully we don't die. Then the Valakut matchup. The Valakut matchup's probably harder than Tron for this deck. We're not playing Spreading Seas. We have other cantrips in our deck instead. Kill me! Super dead. Super dead. I think fighting there was right. The one Negate probably wasn't going to help us anyways. Maybe their hand is nothing. Maybe they don't have Gifts Ungiven. I'm a dreamer, I know. They always have the Gifts Ungiven. Surgical would be good in this matchup too, which would be nice. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. Please don't kill me. If they don't have rituals already, maybe we're okay. 10 out of 10 binning their rituals here. Where's your Force of Will? You're so much worse than Force of Will, Cryptic Command. Don't they have a single ritual here? We should be dead. Single ritual in hand. Even a single Manamorphose will probably get them there. So did not have enough tools to bridge to the mid game. Third dork is going to be too many. Yep. So for those of you that are new to Modern or Magic and Storm, we're deterministically dead at this point. Our opponent's going to go up to 4 mana with this Manamorphose, which means they can cast a 3 mana Past in Flames, which means they can loop through all the spells in their graveyard and cast another Gifts Ungiven and generate a large storm count and eventually kill us with Grape Shot. So I'm going to go ahead and skip the middle part and just concede. What are we cutting here? I think Terminus isn't good enough. I'm going to leave in Detention Sphere to clean up goblins if they go on that plan post board. Halo's fine for turning off Grape Shot. Purge is fine here. I don't actually think Purge is good enough. I don't actually think Purge is good enough, Burgle. They usually only play 2 to 3 Electromancer. Kills Blood Moon. Do I really care about Blood Moon? I guess I do. I like Caleb's approach. Derwin was on stream. He's like, I always let them put the lethal Grape Shot on the stack, so no one in chat asks why I'm conceding. I have 2 Detention Spheres for empty. If my opponent's low on clock or is playing slowly, I'd make them click through it for clock equity, but I don't think my time's going to be a factor this game, so I'm just like not going to make all of y'all sit through it. Yeah, but like I only have 3 double white cards. I think that's fine. Am I just cutting Ancestral Vision? Just cutting Ancestral Vision, I think. I like the rest of these cards. We really can't tap out. Kinda. We need to eventually win the game, right? Like at a certain point we can run the opponent down on resources and then win the game. Or like if the game goes long enough we just like play Jace with mana up. No, that's in my opinion it's not worth having them play it out. The value is bad. Visions does again, like putting Visions out early and then playing a game. I could see this. Yeah, like setting out Jace over Vision. I could see that. Do you have enough win cons at that point? Like this many ways to kill them, plus Colonnade. Yeah, this is probably right. Do this. Yeah, Rune Halo can name gifts. It can also name Grape Shot. That's fine. Yeah, they'll bring in some number of Wipe Away and Echoing Truth. So far, my experience playing the Jace decks in Modern has been that they don't feel like they're overpowered against the decks that are actually good in Modern. and I'm having fun casting Jace. So the decks that are like actually good in Modern, like these Storm decks and the Valakut decks, like the decks that were kind of bad in Modern already are bad against the Jace decks, but like those decks weren't good to begin with. So it's like, why are we sad that they're bad against Jace too? Like, they're already bad against other things. This deck's probably very bad against Burn. Like, if Jace can give someone like me who enjoys playing derpy fair magic a home in Modern, like, that's a good thing. That's a good introduction to the format if it can kind of stabilize and cement derpy fair decks as more powerful in the format. Didn't Valakut get wrecked at the PT? It did. Yeah, but if more Jace decks pop up, depending on what like the surrounding cards in Jace look like, that will change. Modern has a lot of matchup variance in it, which makes the format kind of cyclical in nature. Correct. Good configurations of Jund probably aren't that bad against Burn. Yeah, Jason Bolt decks I'm interested to try. We have a Grixis Bedlam Reveler deck with Jace in it we're gonna try later today. I'm excited to kick the tires on that one. We were playing Jace with Bedlam Reveler and Legacy, and it felt really powerful. Justin with the big 50 ball. Another Miracles with an updated sideboard, please. Thanks, Justin. I'll get that added. Get that added to the queue here. So we're just digging for lands at this point, right? I've got a bunch of interaction in my hand, so I'm just gonna bottom these. From 0 to 60 really quick. Yep. Take my democracy, Jeff. Ain't that the truth? Rune Halo, that's pretty good. Do I just want to put this on Gifts Ungiven? I think I do. I think when it's early like this, I just want to put this on Gifts Ungiven. It seems sweet. We actually have someone sent in a Teamer Scapeshift with Jace in it. We have a Bring to Light Scapeshift with Jace in it as well. I mean, price spikes always subside eventually, right? Generally speaking. God, do I have to path this? Do I have to path this? Can I just play Click? How greedy is it to just play Click? There's probably a good chance they can't kill me because Rune Halo's on Gifts Ungiven. I really don't want to give them a third land. Yeah, I like main phase Click here. I just want to be more mana efficient. We're probably going to path this at some point, but I kind of just like putting my clock on the table and being mana efficient. I definitely don't want to click on their turn. I want to click now so that way I can play around Remand and Unsubstantiate. Chat, we've made a huge mistake, chat. It's so hard to die without Gifts Ungiven, chat. It's so hard to die without Gifts Ungiven, chat. Remember that? Could you imagine, like, remember that time we named fucking Gifts Ungiven with this, and they had just all 3 grape shots in their hand? Karma from the Sin Collector. Oh god, that's too fucking good. Well, we have to take the Past in Flames, right? We have to take the Past in Flames and then... Alright, I'm gonna mute myself and have a snack here while my opponent kills us. Kyle Knott 555. Thanks for that resub. I really appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can support my content here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I've been a vegetarian for a little over a decade. I could see Leyline of Sanctity being good. Thank God he didn't cast the Gifts Ungiven. Ain't that the truth? We really got him. Got him right in the kisser. Thank God they didn't cast Gifts Ungiven. The 2023. We started so strong, chat, and then we found real modern decks and we died. No, my Jaces. Yeah, I kind of like the idea of Leyline. And I like that we can actually cast Leyline in this deck, so we can just play 2 to 3 of them, because they don't have to be in the opening hand. I like that idea a lot. Let's push the sideboard around a little bit. We could maybe even trim these Blessed Alliances, because Leyline's really good against burn. Cards broken, please rebam. Like I said, I think a lot of people are selling into the, like, okay, so the thing you have to understand about human nature is that people hate change by and large. So any change is scary. So the people that are clamoring for Jace to be rebanned, like, they just hate change, and they liked Modern how it was, and they're worried that Modern might change into something that they might not love anymore, even though Jace might be perfectly fine and might not do anything terrible to the format. Have you considered Portent over Ancestral Vision? Yeah, I think that's true, Burgle. I think that's a good direction to take it in. And seems pretty good. We are 2-2. We've lost to Storm and Valakut, and we beat some fair decks. Ooh! 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 Chat, I found a Raging Ravine! This is just getting Hallowed Fountain. Slide my Ancestral Vision over here. So you need to look at Ancestral Vision as more than just being slow. Ancestral Vision is a top-end finisher in our deck, essentially, but what Ancestral Visions really is it's extremely resource efficient. Mark Negros. I should think about these before I read them. I love, and the donation message there is, they included a hateful donation message there. I want to know how stupid you have to be as a person to think, you know what I'm going to do? I really hate this person, so you know what I'm going to do to prove that I hate them? I'm going to send them money. Like, how dumb do you have to be to, like, that to be your line of thinking? I really dislike Jeff Hoagland, So to prove how much I dislike him, I'm gonna send him money. Like, could you? I can't, like. I'd love to reveal this Terminus. Opponent didn't strictly miss a damage. They didn't want to trade their Goyf for a Snapcaster Mage, was why the opponent didn't attack there. I will take all of your salty nerds, right? Tasty, delicious, salty nerds. I love salty nerds. They're my favorite snack. So this is getting a Hallowed Fountain so we can cast Cryptic Command next turn. Taking a little bit of damage here, but opponents miss land drops. Sure, I will ban you so hard. You got 2 more turns on this. Idiots like that are also part of the reason why I don't automatically have anything read donation messages or have donation messages appear on screen. I've got an idea better than the racist wanker. I'm gonna send you money because I like you. God bless. Thank you. I could field them off of red potentially, that's true. I think I just let this resolve, right? I just want like to be able to snap path whatever threat they play this turn. I've taken my Cryptic Command. I think I'm just gonna snap path this, right? I guess I could field them. Nah, I think counterbounce their land's a little aggressive. I want to be able to interact with their board. Because, like, I want to get rid of their... I want to clear their board here. Because, ideally, I want to play Jace on an empty board next turn. Ideally, I want to play Jace on an empty board next turn. You should create a fund for non-Jace. I mean, there's plenty of non-Jace. Today is Jace Day, chat. We are only playing Jace decks today. We don't have that many extra cards in my hand right now. All right, now I've got some extra ones. I still don't even really have extra ones, right? That's really sad. Probably the saddest thing we've done today. That's exceedingly sad. Hey, thank you for the bits. It's love, hate, Jeff. It's Jace Mint Day. I'll play this. Hey, Aaron. 2 months away from my 2-year mark. Going on. Thanks for the resub. I do appreciate it. Welcome, welcome, welcome back. Oh no, not a Bloodblade Elf. How would I ever surpass the card advantage from a Bloodblade Elf? Mike 3322 with the $20 donation. Because I like Jace and being unbanned and you. Thank you for the donation, bud. I really appreciate that. We did not miss 2 points of damage. I didn't attack with my Snapcaster because I wanted to be able to block a Bloodbraid Elf. I chose not to attack because I wanted to block a Bloodbraid Elf. We're just like aggressively bottoming all of these, right? Is it insane to just cast Sarah Angel here? Like, I don't have anything really to hold up here anyways. Can I just play a 4/4? Can I just play a 4/4 flyer for 5? Is that nuts? How do we feel about that? We could double Sarah Angel next turn, but like, what if they play another discard spell? Will they play a Liliana? I like just being able to use my mana this turn. Yeah, but like, if it dies to a push, then Colonnade's not dying to a push. I'm casting this. I want to use my mana. If we draw Jace, I'm going to have my mana tied up for forever. I'm just going to go ahead and do this. I can't attack with Colonnade. That's not how Colonnade works. Making this angel, Declan. Calm down, buddy. Playing this angel out makes any potential planeswalker they could play much worse. discard spells make me sad though too. Like, Declan is very loud. We hear you, D-Money. We're playing a card game, yep.
I'm gonna play a picture. Why not?
We're running out of resources, chat. We're running out of resources. No Jason, 5 cards is kind of rough.
A picture. A picture of a picture. Picture. A game picture. A game picture. Game picture. Game picture. That. A game picture.
Oh.
A game picture. It's a game picture.
It sucks that we have to activate this Field of Ruin because it means that we have to shuffle the cards we bought him back into our deck. Oops. There was some friendly fire there. I was going to time out someone else and the chat jumped.
A card.
Sorry, Diablo. Diablo.
Sticky card. A sticky card.
Yeah, it's a card. Sticky card.
My sticky card. My sticky.
You have to shuffle and search. Searching a Field of Ruin is not optional. Yeah, we're dead. We're dead. Comes the beat sometimes. We needed some gas there and we just never found any. First Jace was gonna be over 30 cards into our deck. No, you cannot choose to not search with Field of Runes. It is not optional. Please read Field of Ruin. To be fair, I've misclicked on subs before too. I can misclick subs. It ain't pretty, but it happens. Alright, Celestial Purge is great here. Most of our deck seems like it feels pretty good. Do I not want Mana Leak? Probably just don't want the counter spells. I want Clique or Blessed Alliance. We're 2-2 and we're down a game in this match. Fifth match. Yeah, Verdict's probably pretty good. I'm gonna board these Cliques in because they pressure Liliana. So, for those of you that are newer to Magic or Modern or this matchup, the idea behind cutting counter Magic in this matchup is that games come down to a lot of time, like you saw in that first game there, where our opponent has cards on board and we really need to draw things to impact the board. So while drawing cards like Mana Leak, Spell Snare, and Negate is really good in the early game, like on turns 1, 2, and 3, a lot of the time the game is going long in these matchups, and we want our cards to be live top decks in the late game in those long games. Clique is also like a pseudo removal spell too. It can trade with Dark Confidant, it can trade with Bloodbraid Elf. Playing against Jund currently. And just isn't good enough, which is really sad. If any of these cards were a second land, it would just be insane. Sand's a keep. It's not exciting, but it's a keep. Alright, put a mulligan to 4. Yeah, I'll take a Serum Visions. Stream Decker's on screen, Jenin. Hey, Akan Vec with the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. I think I'm in the market for both of these things. Maybe I want to bottom the opt just so like I have... Nah, I want the opt. Who am I kidding? Ancestral Visions was the perfect pickup there. Oboro is an island that in the late game you can pick up to your hand and brainstorm away with Jace. We've not tried Censor. Censor's an interesting idea. That's a beating. Do I want to give them a land here? Yeah, I think I'm okay with that. We don't need more cards that draw cards. I think Ancestral Visions is better than the card that was just asked about. And Bloodbraid here, we could be kind of sad. Will they Bloodbraid into a removal spell? And not Kolaghan's Command. So Inquisition actually doesn't really bother us here, right? I get to play Snapcaster out in response. And then they look at Jace and are sad. Or how many turns off of AV? 2? They brought a Nile Spellbomb? It's weird. I think I just want to brainstorm with Jace, just like get my card. I guess they only have one card in their hand, but they get to draw an extra one with Nile Spellbomb next turn. There's probably a pretty good chance this Jace dies regardless of what I do with it, so I think I want to just get my card out of him. That's pretty good. I'm going to hide this Supreme Verdict, I think. And the other Jace. It's another reason to have 4 Jace in your deck. When the first one dies, you're like, we'll get to the next one soon, don't worry. Is there a turbo turn 2 Jace? Everyone's been playing that deck. I don't understand the appeal. It's not particularly interactive. They don't have money. That's a good reason to not play 4 Jace. Remember, there's more than just Jace decks in the format. People are so focused on inbreeding already, they don't understand that Modern doesn't change that quickly. So, like, yes, I get it. You're gonna get to... You're like, Duress is better in this matchup, but there's more than just this matchup in Modern. Duress should see some play, but the main deck, Inquisition, is definitely much better still. So... I only have 2 cards left. If I just pass here, I don't think I want to cast Supreme Verdict. It's like Cryptic, whatever they do this turn, or just take 3. And then next turn I can go land Jace with Purge up, and probably Fate Seal them. Yeah. I think we just take a hit for 3. We can Cryptic whatever they play. We can play Jace with Purge up and Fate Seal next turn. And then we're still not fully out of resources, even if they're able to answer this Jace with whatever cards they have. Bounce the creature empty board easy, ain't that the truth? We've done that a few times today. Bouncing Bloodbraid Elf is sad panda though. Bouncing Bloodbraid Elf is a sad panda. The Miracles deck is sweet. I'm having a lot of fun with it. Yeah, I do think that change is fine. I think playing more Thoughtseize is probably an okay swap. Wow, they just have like nothing. That's so good for us. Keep it. What's my incentive to purge end of turn? I don't really have an incentive to purge. Like, my opponent could make plays thinking their Bloodbraid Elf is going to live here. All right, they have the bolt to finish him. Yeah, we kind of have a game. Hey! Odium Voidbringer with that brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. I do appreciate that. As always, subscriptions are the best way you can show support for my content here. You know what makes me really excited? The fact that there's still two Jaces in my deck. So I'm gonna bin. I'm gonna bin the Cryptic Command here. I'm gonna play this Snapcaster, and then I'm gonna de-sphere this Tarmogoyf to attack the Liliana. I guess I could opt first. It's pretty good. Oh, I could snap purge the Lily. Maybe, I don't know. I didn't think about snap purge. I think I still like my line. I could see that going either way. I need to take the Goyf off the table though, is part of the problem. And I like again, I feel like people undervalue being resource efficient, but there's probably also like a similar side to like me overvaluing being resource efficient. I guess I can just path plus purge this now. So like now my snap looks kind of silly. I don't like, I'm at 16. My health total is a valuable resource and I don't just want to burn through it. I think this game's probably going to go long enough for that. Probably going to go long enough for that AV to matter. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's resource efficient in terms of card use. It's least resource efficient in terms of mana spent per turn. When I'm saying resource efficient, I guess I should clarify. By that, I mean the amount of resources I'm spending. Oh, I could have... Yeah, you're right. You're right. I didn't have to use the D-Sphere there. Yeah, you are correct. Chad is correct that I didn't have to use the D-Sphere there. I didn't think about that. We were reflecting back on plays I'd already made. All right, we should be okay here now, though. The AV is ticking down. I have Cryptic Command up. But I definitely should be plus a D-Sphere right now. Chat is... No, I couldn't have done that because I didn't have the path. So the problem with attacking with Colonnade first is that if they drew away to kill the Colonnade, I then don't get to suspend my Ancestral Vision. So I valued getting to guaranteed suspend the Vision over the potential +4 damage there. Yeah, I got path off of Serum. Deal. Nice thoughts, he says. All right, heading to game 3 here. The bug. Yeah, Grimflayer could be okay. Grimflayer could be okay in that deck. I think I'm happy with how I boarded. Do I want another Detention Sphere? I could see Detention Sphere being okay. Oboro is because you can bounce it to your hand and then brainstorm it away with Jace. Good line, Weens. Good line. Well, I could have drawn a spell there, right? No, that's bad. Yeah, I could have drawn a spell with the draw. So if I hit a spell with the draw, I don't want their Thoughtseize to be resolving. And they had another Thoughtseize and I drew a land, so like that didn't matter, but you should definitely counter the Thoughtseize. No, Path is very good. You need to kill Dark Confidant. I could see Blessed Alliance over something else potentially, but I think I'm pretty happy with our configuration. Or did the Ley Alliance, right? I could see Clique being worse on the draw. I could buy that for $1. What if I just do this? Get the extra D-Sphere in here. D-Sphere is an answer to Liliana too. It also cleans up their board when they get on the board fast. So after we finish this match, I think we're gonna change the sideboard a little bit and run it back since Justin sent in another donation. Am I ever going to play standard again? Probably not. Honestly, just don't think so. It's pretty good, right? Not playing this deck to not suspend visions on one. No! Thought about Condescend? That seems super narrow. We are currently 2-2, and we are in game 3 of match 5. Celestial Purge. Celestial Purge. So this is a really bad feeling. When you path, this is a feeling we haven't had for a while. Pathing your opponent's Dark Confidant so they can then play Bloodbraid Elf a turn sooner feels really bad. I think I'm just going bottom here because I want to hit land drops. But I'm pretty obligated to path this so they can't run away with it. Help you? Where's your water? Your water's over there on the floor. I see where you left it. Play coy with me. Hey, Gurmag Seafood, the brand new Twitch Prime support. Thank you very much and welcome. You're playing a monkey game on your own? It's pretty good. I guess losing the Snapcaster kind of sucks. Now I am glad in the Liliana. That's tough. I guess we're losing the terms. I'm glad we have Detention Spheres in our deck right now. Dad play monkey game? Dad's playing card game, not monkey game. You're a monkey. Every game you play is a monkey game.
That's monkey.
Dad's a monkey?
Monkey?
Jake's a monkey? My morning is now complete, having heard some declinities.
Spell monkey. Spell monkey.
All right, they like their last card. That's good for us.
Spell monkey. I played a monkey. I
mean, we had worse draws than that.
Help me.
Oh, yeah, I love you. You're a good kid. Chicken? We're gonna have chicken for lunch, I promise. Ow, that hurts. Entreat is very good. Entreat gives you a way to quickly close games when you need to. I think having one of them is a pretty low cost. I also don't want cards like Vendilion Clique in my main deck. I'm like double bolted here. Oh god, I need to throw up. Oh god. Oh god. Somebody send flowers. Somebody send flowers. I need.
That's okay. That's the orange cat. That's.
They hit the perfects too. They hit the Raging Ravine that a threat we can't path, so they can play it and then plus the Liliana and get the path. 2 Detention Spheres. It's just like the old days. They like their last card. That's good for us.
My ass up.
Declan, I don't think you're allowed to watch this stream anymore. What our opponent just did to us is certainly X-rated. It's certainly X-rated. The only... Your tablet is right over there. Your tablet is right over there. The only conclusion I can come to is that Jace the Mind Sculptor is too powerful in Modern, and it needs to be banned immediately. That's, after playing this league, it's the only natural conclusion I can come. Everyone else I've seen, a lot of other people I've seen streaming came to that conclusion. Clearly, Jace is too strong. It needs to be banned immediately. All right, anywho, let's be constructive. I actually kind of liked our main deck here. I think I was pretty happy with what our main deck was doing. I feel like the sideboard's kind of loose goose. Yeah, I think Leyline and Surgical both sound really appealing. I think we had a real chance. I think we drew pretty poorly to lose the first game of that third match, but we just kind of got run out of that third game. Yeah. We actually played a Sultai Jace deck last night. You can check it out on my YouTube channel now. Let's play like 3 Surgicals and some Leyline, I was saying today. Zed, do you want some Leyline? Oh, did someone get him? Yeah, I liked... Ancestral Vision was really impressive. Like, if you didn't get to watch the entire league, you should watch the entire league. There were things that I liked and didn't like about the deck, but Ancestral Vision definitely wasn't on the list of things I didn't like. Are you attacking me with the box, child? So, this Queller probably don't need that. Declan Scott. I could definitely get rid of these Rude Talos. Yeah. Ancestral Visions was very good for us the entirety of the league. Okay, so people that are getting timed out in chat, you need to make sure you read the rules when you come to chat. And that is, you need to defend your statements and give suggestions, constructive suggestions. Shouting out card choices isn't helpful. Saying, this card is better than this other card and explaining why, that's helpful. Declan Scott. Stop it. Yeah, Detention Sphere was kind of unimpressive. Detention Sphere was kind of... I like how there's just, like, more random shouting as I explain not to do that. Alright, you're losing your box. The box is going in the garage. Yeah, I'm just tired of being assaulted.
My box!
No.
My box!
Your box is in the other room now. So, Terminus isn't about being... Terminus being instant speed with Opt isn't the reason we're playing it. Again, the reason why Terminus is powerful is because of resource efficiency. No. Terminus is part of the reason to play this deck. Closing power wasn't the problem. The problem was we want more efficient interaction for the faster decks. Yeah, I'm not sure if the Blessed Alliance is worthwhile, especially if I'm going to add ley lines to the board. Like, that helps hedge burn too. You don't need to set up the miracles. You just cast them as you draw them. Sensors could be interesting. I think Secure the Waste is a big punt, Brad. I like the Entreat a lot. I don't think I'm interested in Secure the Waste. I think the Blessed Alliances could probably go. Maybe we don't need this Disenchant. I think Censor could be okay. Let's try 2 Censor. I'm gonna put a 3rd ley line in the board for now and think about what I want to do there. 4 Leyline. I could see going hard on 4 Leyline. I think I want at least 3. I could see 4 Leyline just being the call though. I want to try Censor. I think that sounds fine. Honestly, I think Mana Leak's pretty good right now. So Censor's probably okay for the same reason Mana Leak's okay. Do we need more Dirtle around though? The problem is this isn't interaction as long as Mana Leak is interaction. Yeah, I could see cutting a Colonnade for something else. I would like some more untapped lands. So Brad, again, this is a deck full of things that aren't resource efficient, or that like in terms of like the amount of resources you're spending, and that's a card that's very expensive in terms of resource efficiency. I'm gonna add a Glacial Fortress over a Colonnade. Now we have Surgical, so you don't need Crucible to beat Tron. We have 1 double white spell. You don't care about Blood Moon. We've not played against Tron yet. Tron's a reason to not play Censor. Hey, the Phoenix Wolf with the 2-month 3 subscription. It's a lot and welcome back. I do appreciate that. I kind of just want more 2-mana counter spells that like are actually counter spells. Justin with the $1 donation. I think As Foretold's too cute. I think I want cards that actually impact the board. Like Jace is already like a mostly don't impact the board card. I think Thought Scour over Serum Visions is much worse. Serum Visions lets you see a lot of cards. Mystic Gate is bad because we don't have any double white cards. Filter lands are good when you have double spells of 2 colors. And this is the only double white card in our deck, chat. This is the only double white card in our deck. Leyline in the board, I guess. But like, we're not even casting this a lot of the time. Is that real? Someone played that against us the other day, and it actually seemed kind of sweet. Can we play 4 Rune Snag? Can we play 4 Rune Snag? Is that crazy? Think about the value. Yeah, kind of, but like, we have lots of things we're Snapcaster Maging. It's kind of bad with Snap, but like, if you've played 3 of them, it's still better than Mana Leak. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try a league. I have a slot here that I want another. I'm gonna try Rune Snag. I am willing to accept Rune Snag could be bad, but I would like to try it. That's where I'm at in my life. All right, so this sideboard. How many ley lines is too many? I don't have a lot of fetch lands. Logic Knot isn't a counterspell on turn 2 if you don't have enough fetch lands. I think I want at least 3 of each of these. Runestag is from Cold Snap, so it must be great. I need to cut a card from my board. Do we need this Detention Sphere? Why do I need this Detention Sphere? Can anyone make a compelling case? I guess it tags opposing Jaces, but I can like Cryptic and counterspell those. Enchanted doesn't sound good. Again, just like tapping out and not impacting the board on 2. It's a really heavy investment to get a return on your card advantage. Opposing decks are playing Field of Runes and Spreading Seas. I feel like I'm gonna write an article talking about why Field of Search for Enchanted has become less appealing. I guess I could just cut this Disenchant. Yeah, I agree, but like I think everyone else is underestimating Ancestral Visions. Ancestral Visions was really impressive in that league. I get that Search is a powerful card, but like Ancestral Vision did more than Search would have in that league, I felt like. Like, this deck isn't having problems spending its mana, Mr. Tasty. Like, Jace gives you so many things to do with your mana that like spending your mana with Search isn't something you necessarily need to do. We could Jace was just too played for Jace. Alright, I think I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna get Rune Snags, a Glacial Fortress. No, I don't think that's like, these aren't cards you split. You want Ancestral Visions to play on turn 1. And doesn't require setup. Yeah, like the setup is real. And like people already want to board in crappy cards like Rest in Peace against you, so. Yeah, I agree. I think Sauce put it elegantly. If you didn't watch the games we just played with Ancestral, I think you really need to go back and watch them to understand why it seemed as reasonable as it was. Let me tell you about my boy Disrupting Shoal. All right, I have time for 1 or 2 more games before Jake gets home, depending on how quickly they go. I only have about an hour, and then I take a break, and then I'll be back. All right, so. Clique is for the combo matchups and opposing Jace decks. It allows you to pressure opposing Jaces. It also helps you resolve your Jace. Allows you to pressure combo decks. 3 Ley Line, 3 Surgical, 4 Rune Snag. Yep. The questions are good. Whenever I see someone draw Timely with decks like this, if their burn opponent is at like 13 health and they're at 14 and they can't cast the Timely is easy to skull crack and hard to get health off of. So I don't think Timely is very good. I'd rather have Blessed Alliance. Why do people troll you about Anticipate? Because I bought a bunch of them at one point. No, I don't think so. Remember, so Field of Rune is technically a fetch land. So we are playing 8 fetches. We also want a critical mass of cards to go find with fetch lands, and I like having a lot of basics in our deck. Oh, are they between shifts? Did they just swap? Nope, they're back already. I actually really like that the word is branch, cast out over D-Sphere. You can cast out their Jace and not hit your own Jace too. How do we like that? I kind of like that idea. What do we think of cast out? We have 3 Colonnade currently. I'm gonna update the Stream Decker now. Hit the Stream Decker now. Yeah, the fact that it dodges Abrupt Decay is pretty big. That's part of the appeal to it. I don't think I'm willing to play Miracles with As Foretold in it, Justin. I've got a lot of other decks that look like they're going to be competitive, and I think As Foretold sounds really awful in this deck. You just can't play that many cards that don't impact the board like Jace and As Foretold. It's just too many. Why would Azuria's Charm be good? Take the other side of your argument. Sell me on Azuria's Charm. Why should I care about Azuria's Charm? Hey, Mr. Tasty, that 3-month resubscription. Thanks a lot and welcome back. I do appreciate the continued support. Quarter of a year. Let's dive back in with the updated sideboard, and then after that, we're gonna play one more match with this morning, and then I'm gonna take about a 90 minute to 2 hour break, probably closer to 90 minutes today, and then I'll be back after lunch with finishing this league with the updated sideboard, as well as some more different Jace decks. We're gonna try what's the top Jace deck after Miracles? Grixis Bedlam Reveler is the top Jace deck after Miracles. Oh, right, Charm draws a card too. That could be interesting. It's like pseudo removal too. Maybe. I don't know what I'd want to cut though. I definitely don't want to cut Opted Serum Visions. Opted Serum Visions are uncuttable. Do not remove them from the deck. You're going to... Goblin Dark Dwellers? No, Goblin Dark Dwellers is a 5-mana 4/4. It's way too slow. I think Torrential Gear Hulk could maybe have a home in Modern, but I think Dark Dwellers is definitely too slow. Yeah. It's okay. Basic Mountain. I need to try my ley lines against Valakut here. Fetch an Island and Serum Visions here. Could be Burn, I suppose, too. I'm gonna bottom these and hope to just draw some lands naturally, I think. Running Basic Mountains, okay. Be trying out Jeskai Ascendancy to probably not. You can see what decks I'm planning to play here in the donation queue. These are the decks people have sent dollary dues for us to play, so they're the ones we're gonna play. So I'm really not looking for anything with this opt right now, so I'm just gonna pass the turn. Like, I'm pretty happy drawing a land there. I'm pretty fine drawing a spell, so I think I'm just gonna pass. Remember, our ops have added utility because we can opt into Terminuses later with them, so we went 2 and 3 in our first league with the deck. Not particularly impressive. We lost to Storm, we lost to Jund, and we lost to Valakut. They're going to move to hand size, or they're going to concede? Okay, so this, they might concede to this. Yay! Concession Cryptic Command! Concession Cryptic Command! Two uses, 2 basic mountains. Do I board in Leyline in the dark? Do I board in Leyline in the dark? Or do I just click submit? It feels like Leyline in the dark is probably good against basic mountains, right? They're almost certainly not burn, though. It's almost certainly not burn, right? I can be bribed to play most things. Match 1 was hilarious. That's true. That's true. We played good games. I had fun. I think I want the ley lines just in case. Cut like a snare. I cut an Entreat because who needs to win the game. Cut a Terminus. See, I'm gonna cut 2 Terminus. Yeah, I'm gonna cut 2 Terminus. We could get punished for that. I'm gonna cut 2 Terminus. That's true. It could be Hallowed one, which makes me want Terminus, but I can't resubmit now, so we'll try this. Remember, resubmitting is not an option on Magic Online. Mike Segrist said we should try sensors. Maybe we'll try that next league. Pretty easy mulligan here. Guessing Valakut. Another easy mulligan. This is a keep. Yeah, I think Valakut's the most likely. I agree. Thank you for the bits, by the way, Mr. Tasty. I appreciate that. No, Jace seems fine. It's just another 4-mana finisher. Four mana sorcery speed cards almost always read win the game in Modern. So if Jace reads win the game sometimes, that's fine. Smells like Valakut. Yep. Spend and search for tomorrow. Sweet. I guessed right. I didn't bring in Surgical, though. I wish I had Surgical, especially since I have these Field of Runes in my hand. Bottom. I'll top a Cryptic Command. This is pre-banning. I would recommend not going because it sounds boring. Are you aware you could stay home and play Magic Online and they let you play Jace here? I would recommend staying home and playing Magic Online because they let you play Jace on Magic Online. That's what. Are we gonna play some BB? I'm not playing BBE Jund today. Eventually I would play BBE Jund, but not today. Today is Jace Day, chat. Today is Jace Day. God, I hope they have a Titan next turn. I actually already have Mono Blue Jace taking turns in the donation queue. You can see what's in the donation queue here. And if you want to see something in the donation queue sooner rather than later, if you donate extra money towards it, it happens sooner rather than later. I think if you're able to counter the ramp spells, you can and should counter the ramp spells, but I haven't had the option to counter the ramp spells. Especially with soft, let me rephrase. With soft counters, you should be happy to counter the ramp spells. So I got kind of punished for playing Colonnade over Field of Rune there. Is Jay stay while my bank is closed today? If we had Surgicals to draw, we'd be in an amazing spot right now. Really wish I had Surgicals in my deck to draw. We can't play him until we have 8 mana, chat. It's very sad, but we can't play him until we have 8 mana. I can't not have this Cryptic Command up. This is probably fine. They only have one card in their hand, and they just played two secure. I'm playing Jace. I'm playing Jace. I understand I could die. I'm playing Jace. Maybe I should have Jaced myself there to try and hit a land drop. So I can make one angel and still leave Cryptic Command up, so that seems fine. Untapped with Jace means we win. It does actually likely mean we win, which was the upside to playing the Jace there. This Jace being in play probably means we're going to win this game. I think Jace ult is the line here now at this point. Tell me, can you tell me more about this upside down tapping with Jace? Oh, you gonna have another 1/1? Go. Gosh, are we gonna beat Valakut? If we win this game, we could play another match here. Probably have enough time for that. Got a little over an hour. I'm gonna bottom that one. That one's going away. No, I think Spell Snare is good because you just kind of want a critical mass of cards that can impact or make impactful early plays. And Spell Snare is a card that can generate you tempo because it trades 1 mana for 2 mana early. I'm gonna cast the Snapcaster Mage so they can't attack both of these into my Jace next turn. Your move. Is there a reason to suspend this? No. No, the game's over. Game's gonna be over one way or another here. I suppose they could have lightning bolts in their hand. Maybe I should suspend this because they could have lightning bolts in their hand. Man, that sucks. Can we talk about how much worse this card is than Mana Leak? Talk about how much worse this is than Mana Leak. I think we're obligated to Cryptic that. So Twitch chat is super results oriented. In positions like this, Logic Knot is a very good Magic card. When the game has gone long, Logic Knot is a great Magic card. When you are building a deck, you don't want to picture all of your cards in their best case scenarios. You often want to picture your cards in their average or sometimes their worst case scenarios to try and mitigate some of what could happen between them. So I think Logic Knot is worse than a lot of the other 2-mana counters in this deck. One, because of Field of Ruin and our basic planes. But that's not super concerned. The real concern is that Logic Knot often isn't a counterspell on turn 2 because we don't have a lot of fetch lands in our deck. That's the real issue. We don't have enough fetch lands in our deck to make Logic Knot consistently a counterspell early. Why not double snag? Because I wanted to draw a card. Opponent is currently salting off about Jason chat. While we wait for our last match of the morning to pop, I would just like to say good morning, afternoon, good night to everyone wherever you're out in the world. Thanks for hanging out here. My name is Jeff Hogan. We've been playing Miracles all morning. If you didn't catch all of it, you can check out my archive after the fact. If you're enjoying what you see, please make sure you hit that follow button. It doesn't cost you anything, helps other people find my stuff. I stream Magic on this channel at a minimum every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday afternoons, and some random mornings as well. If you're really enjoying what you see, the absolute best way you could support my content is by subscribing on Twitch. That helps support me financially directly so I can spend more time producing content like this. You can also support my content by supporting my sponsors. MTGOtraders.com would love to buy and sell Magic Online cards with you. And if you use code Hoagland PayPal at checkout with them, you'll save 8% on your singles orders there. CoolStuffInc.com buys and sells a lot of cool stuff, including TCG singles. Using promo code Jeff5, you can save 5% on Magic, Pokemon, and Yu-Gi-Oh cards with them. InkedGaming.com would love to help you customize your gaming experience. Using code Jeff12, you can save 12% on custom playmats, mouse pads, binders, bags. They really do it all. You can upload your own custom artwork or choose from the wide range of artworks that they have on their website. And this stream is made possible by Anoronics and viewers like you. You can support this stream also by sending in donation deck lists. So this deck list was someone asked us to brew up my version of Miracles. So this is what we're working on. It's our second league this morning with Miracles. So they sent in some dollary dues and dictated what we played. All right, we're gonna keep this. Hopefully they're playing something fair. Hopefully they're playing something fair. Smells fair. I can see this going either way. Jace versus Bloodbraid versus the O3 tables. I don't think that's true. We 2-3'd the last league. So far, Jace has felt just like... Do you like... Here's some context for what just happened. Our opponent was upset that my 4-mana card won the game for me. How many times do you think my opponent has cast their 5-mana Through the Breach and it caused their opponent to lose the game? How many times do you think our opponent has cast a 4-mana Scapeshift or a 6-mana Primeval Titan and their opponent conceded the game because their expensive sorcery speed card won the game? How many times do you think that's happened? Like, Modern is all about powerful cards that win the game when they resolve. Jason Restore Balance sounds sweet. I want this Path to Exile. I think I'm in the market for that. And they probably won faster. Yep. I agree with those assessments, Marty. I agree with those assessments. Spare deck is no longer going to exist. They are closing down. All right, they have what, 5 mana here? Oh no. Oh no, is this a turn? Is it turn 3 Jace? Can I win anymore? This is Inquisition into turn 3 Jace? Oh no! Oh no, chat! Oh no! God, even if we manage to win this game, we've lost. Even if we manage to win this game, somehow we lost. Our opponent's deck is just way sweeter than ours. This is excellent. This is... I don't know what's going on right now. We're... Welp. Opponent wants it way... Yeah, they probably have BBE. Can we concede? This is sweet. There's so many sweet... Oh! They set up... If they hit Ancestral Vision, I'll concede just out of principle. Wait, what? Oh, they're just like clearing their Jace Storm? We could hit a Terminus and maybe be in the game, right? Chat, they did it. They did it. They must have a lot of bad cards in their hand. They must have a lot of bad cards in their hand. Boarded Surgical, we need to see the deck list. Oh, shit. Terminus, please. All right. All right, ley lines in, clicks in. I think I just want to cut my counter spells. God, that's a tough sell. Verdict's probably good. Man. If I don't see a cruel ultimatum, I'm gonna be furious. I think this is going to be our last League with Miracles for a while. I just feel like this deck seems powerful, but like there's so many other sweet things we could do in this format with Jace that like spending time playing blue-white control seems criminal. It feels criminal. There's no way I can cut a Cryptic Command, right? What's my last cut? No, I think Spell Snare is too narrow. We've not played it yet. You can always find out if we've actually played a deck or not by looking at my YouTube channel. I'm gonna mulligan this. Always rewarded for mulliganing close hands. Terminus has been very good. If you've been watching just recently, like, the games we've been playing, Terminus isn't good in them, but, like, Supreme Verdict wouldn't be good in them either. So, like, we've just been playing matchups where Terminus isn't particularly good. So it's like, haha, your card seems bad because you're playing a control deck with specific answers and they're not lining up well against your opponent's threats. Like, that's just how they have Ancestral Vision in their deck, too. Oh, man. Oh, man. Oh, man. There's literally white in the background of that thing. Texture makes it easier to read. Makes it less flat. I don't know, I'm not a designer. To path this during their upkeep so they can't make mana with it. 1,000 viewer hype! What's going on? What's going on? Why are we playing only two? It feels like we're dreaming so small, right? It's like why we could be playing so many more colors. I think I'm obligated to keep this land. Their AV is going to come off before ours does, though. Sleeve up for... I actually have... So one of the decks that we're going to try later this afternoon, actually, is... Where is it? Blue Moon Jace the Mind Sculptor. Got some Young Pyromancers and some Jace the Mind Sculptors here. This is one of the ones I'm excited to try. You can return Oboro to your hand and then brainstorm it away. No, I could have bottomed the land. I think not taking my guaranteed 4th land drop seems bad. Like, not taking my guaranteed 4th land drop seems bad. I also think I need to just unsummon this Tarmogoyf. Watch it get, like, stroked or something here. I think I'm pretty obligated to just do this. I'm gonna feel bad when they, like, call against command, discard this Shocker Jace, but I think I just need to, like, try and put... They're gonna have so many cards, I need to just try and tie up their mana a little bit here. Oh, I shouldn't call their shots. The actual answer word is branch is that building my own deck seems like a huge punt because, like, I'm just building decks that people send me money to build. Because why would I build my own decks and spend my own money to play them when I could build decks that people are sending me money to play? Like, okay, just a Thrag Tusk. Our AVs are coming back here in a turn. When has that ever worked out for you? Ain't that the truth? Alright, I'm gonna take them off of... And can't take... Their mana's perfect. Can't take them off of anything. Guess we'll try and cut them out of red source here. Yeah, Todd's deck just didn't seem like it was interactive enough. Like, it was doing big, powerful things, but, like, it was just kind of, like, clunky, right? Alright, so we need a Terminus or a Verdict here. We do get 4 looks at either. If we get an untapped land, we can just hardcast Terminus as well. I'll have a Beast left over, but we definitely need to clean the board up. Ideally, our first draw will be a Terminus here, and then we can Terminus plus do other things to impact the board. But Sweeper is definitely what we're looking for at this point. Miracles versus 4-color control. What format is this? Modern's the new legacy. Alright. Alright. Opponent's deck is sweeter than ours and crushed us miserably into the ground. The Pyromancer version is in my deck editor. It's in my deck editor. All right, so I have to, for those of you that are new, I have 2 children and one of them is in preschool. So he gets home and gets off the bus about 25 to 30 minutes from now. So I cannot start another match. I will be back this afternoon. I'll be back about 2 hours from now. I get back about 1:30 p.m. Central Standard Time, and we're going to be playing this Jace deck, and we're going to try this Jace deck, and we're going to try this Grix. I think Grixis Reveler is going to be the next Jace deck we try after Miracles, and then probably the Blue Moon. We've got all sorts. We've got all sorts of Jace decks. We've got Amulet Titan Jace. We've got blue-black control Jace. I've got Scape Shift Jace. Where's the other one? We've got Jace Fairies. Just, if someone wants to send us a donation to play Bloodbraid Elf Lotus Cobra Jace, that will definitely get added into the queue. Today is all Jace decks, so we'll probably play 2 to 3 more Jace decks this afternoon. And then we're going to be playing more Jace and Bloodbraid Elves tomorrow. And then we're going to play more Jace decks this weekend. I'm going to be streaming Saturday and Sunday this weekend since I'm not going to Indianapolis. So thank you everyone for the support. Always big shout out to all of my subscribers. Y'all are the reason I'm able to do what I do as often as I do. And I'll be back this afternoon for my normal Thursday stream. So peace, folks.